Meanwhile, President Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen, is being accused of accepting nearly $500,000 through a shell company controlled by a billionaire Russian oligarch. Stormy Daniels' lawyer, Michael Avenatti, released a 7-page document yesterday. It details payments to Cohen's company, Essential Consultants, LLC, the same one that paid Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged sexual encounter with President Trump. Here's Jeff Pegues.
CBS News hasn't been able to verify Avenatti's claims as he questions why the payments were made, but Avenatti says Cohen misled banks and federal officials in receiving them. Cohen is already under investigation following raids at his home, hotel room, and office in New York early last month.
I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, he had to have been receiving this money for something.
In a 7-page document, attorney Michael Avenatti claims that from October 2016 to January of this year, Michael Cohen's firm, Essential Consultants, LLC, engaged in suspicious financial transactions totaling nearly $4.5 million. Those transactions, he says, included roughly $500,000 from Russian oligarch Viktor Vekselberg through the U.S. company Columbus Nova. Cohen created Essential Consultants in October of 2016 and used it to wire $130,000 in hush money to Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about her alleged affair with Donald Trump. Avenatti claims the funds from the Russian oligarch, quote, may have replenished the account following the payment to Ms. Clifford. Vekselberg was one of several Russian oligarchs sanctioned last month for his close ties to Vladimir Putin. In a statement, his spokesman said Vekselberg has never had any contractual relationship with Mr. Cohen or Essential Consultants. Columbus Nova told us the claim that Viktor Vekselberg was involved in or provided any funding for Columbus Nova's engagement of Michael Cohen is patently untrue. Avenatti also details payments from several major corporations to Cohen's firm in late 2017 and early 2018, including nearly $400,000 from pharmaceutical giant Novartis and $200,000 from AT&T.
I'm CEO of Novartis.
President Trump held a dinner meeting with the incoming Novartis CEO in Davos in January.
I don't think it's a good deal for the country.
And he has been a vocal critic of AT&T's potential merger with Time Warner, which is currently being sued by the Justice Department. Former federal prosecutor Jennifer Rogers says Cohen could spend decades in prison if the payments are found to be illegal.
He could face bank fraud. There's a suggestion by Avenatti, at least, that he may have lied on his forms to an FDIC-insured bank. And also, if he really is taking money from someone he knows to be Russian, then he's possibly acting as a foreign agent.
Michael Cohen has not responded to our repeated requests for comment. AT&T told us that Essential Consulting was one of several firms that it used to provide insights into understanding the new administration. Novartis said the payments to Cohen's firm were focused on U.S. healthcare policy matters and preceded the current CEO. Novartis also revealed in its statement that it was contacted in November of last year by special counsel Robert Mueller regarding the payments to Cohen's firm, and that it has cooperated fully with the investigation. All of this suggests that the special counsel's investigation is months ahead of the news cycle and moving quickly. Vlad.
Jeff Pegues, thanks so much. There is so much to cover, so let's get straight to CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman. She's here to break it down. So, Rikki, Stormy Daniels is suing Cohen to end her non-disclosure agreement on the $130,000 payment. How does Avenatti's findings, and one wonders how he found this information, how does this help her case?
Well, it can help her case in a variety of ways. Her case, in and of itself, is about saying this non-disclosure agreement, which she signed, is not valid. So the more it gets looked at in terms of the fact that this may have been done by Michael Cohen, setting up this Essential Consultant entity, this LLC, to funnel money, facilitate money to her, that may have a whole other ring about why the agreement is not valid. In addition, we know that Michael Avenatti and Stormy Daniels have an overriding interest at this point, since she has disclosed everything that she wasn't supposed to disclose over and over again. They have now taken on a crusade that is far bigger than the original case, and that is to expose the truth to the American public. Does that mean that she's going to get more money one day? Not a chance. But do they feel that in the process of using their case to help aid the American people's knowledge of what was going on about this simple $130,000 payment and expose the lies? Michael Cohen said he put in the money. Then there was the thing that he got it from a home equity loan. Then suddenly Rudy Giuliani was saying that no, President Trump kept paying a retainer. That went in there. And now we find, at least according to Michael Avenatti, that there may have been, we don't know the truth of these, that there was money that stems from a Russian oligarch that was being yet again funneled, facilitated through an account that went to reimburse Michael Cohen for paying Stormy Daniels. It's astounding.
It is indeed. I want to play a little bit of what Michael Avenatti told Anderson Cooper yesterday, and I want to get your reaction.
Okay.
There will be a call for the release of this information, the suspicious activity report or reports relating to this account, so the American people can see exactly what happened here and whether additional Russian money was taken, and in addition, where the money went. Did all the money go to Michael Cohen? Did some of it go to the Trump organization? Did some of it go to the president? Because if additional monies were received in a pay-to-play type scheme, and if those monies made their way either directly or indirectly to the president, well, then we've got a whole different ballgame.
But wait a minute, you're raising the specter that Michael Cohen is receiving money to get access to the President of the United States, and that the President might be receiving some of that money? I mean, that seems...
I'm stating that that is certainly a possibility because we don't know where all of this money went, and we need to get to the bottom of it. The American people deserve to know where this money went.
I mean, his allegations are explosive. If the Russians are paying Michael Cohen, funneling money into this LLC to get access to the President of the United States, and some of those funds are ending up in the President's pockets. I mean, do I have to ask you if that's illegal or not?
First of all, yes, it would be illegal, but I want to be perfectly clear about something because I think that we have to take down the temperature here. There is not one shred of evidence out in the public domain that any of this money, should it have been funneled by a Russian oligarch through a company into Michael Cohen's Essential Consultants LLC, that it ever went to President Trump. I want to make that really clear. There is not a shred of evidence at this point in time, and that it is explosive and scandalous to accuse the president himself of taking money in this way. However, one of the major questions that we should all be looking at, where I do agree with Mr. Avenatti, is that it's where did the money come from that goes into this Essential Consultants LLC account? But far more important, where did the money go? Now, there may be some trail that gets to be followed by the special counsel or Mr. Avenatti, since he seems to be the greatest investigator in America today, that there may be some money that funneled into the Trump organization. Yet, that's too explosive too. We don't know. But I'm going to agree with Mr. Avenatti's many, many comments all over cable news last night on this regard. Why is some big company paying Michael Cohen for quote-unquote advice about pharmaceuticals, about medical world, about health care? He doesn't know anything about that. For heaven's sake, he was a lawyer who got taxi medallions. And that there's something really just out of place there. The other thing is this. If a company, which they have said, these big companies that have funneled money, legitimate companies, have said they were willing to pay Michael Cohen as a consultant fee, that they were willing to pay him because they wanted advice about the administration, well, he got an awful lot of money to give advice.
For just advice.
So I think that the problem here is we need to look at Michael Cohen. By the way, I want to deal with the banks because particularly you have two very legitimate banks here. The banks did the right thing. They filed, according to law, a SARS report, a suspicious activity reporting requirement. The reason a bank files that is when they start getting loads of cash They know that it's suspicious, and it could be used for money laundering, and it could be used for bank fraud. My final comment, Vlad, because I know we have to go, is this. This could be, but may not be, but it could be evidence of bank fraud ultimately for the special counsel. And since we know that Victor Vekselberg was stopped when he came into the United States, he's stopped at an airport by people from the special counsel. I agree 100% with Jeff Pegues. The special counsel knows much more than we think he knows,
right,
and that this investigation is so far ahead of where we thought it was, and this is why they searched Michael Cohen's office.
Rikki Klieman, thank you so much, as always, for providing that clarity. It's always great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.